we call it Permata Dunia. In UTP, is there any special name or any students or anything? No? Tak ada ke?
UTP alumni.
Oh, I see. All right. Okay, so we're going to start our session with Mr. Patrick. So the topic is about link intakes. Okay, before I pass the session to Mr. Patrick, I will share a little bit about his background. Okay, a little bit about his background. I'm so sorry, Mr. Mohamad, Ibnu, I forgot to share about your background, but no worries. After this, we will share a little bit about the profile of the speakers that we have for today. So if I can share a little bit about Mr. Patrick. So he graduated from UTP with Bachelor of Engineering, Chemical Engineering. So currently he's a full-time engineer in Intel Corporation and also founder of DR Resume Services. So his experiences they have some experience, process engineering trainee from, how do you spell it? MPheno TCS, project manager, MPU, reaching out for better education role and facility chemical engineering assistant in Intel Corporation. So some of his achievement includes Best Award in Kaliber Pendidikan Sains Teknologi Peringkat Negeri Pulau Pinang in 2013, second runner-up in Drama Bahasa Inggeris 2015, second runner-up Choral Speaking 2015, and a lot more, right? And also is a dean list, students. Can you imagine? Learning engineering, dean list. So how? So it's not easy. Some said to me, Mr. Patrick, what are you taking? Engineering. Is it easy? Oh, susah lah, cik kata. Very difficult. Oh, is it? So Mr. Patrick here has showcased to us, actually, if you have the passion, the commitment, and the discipline, you can always have with flying class. It depends to you, right? All right. Without further ado, I would like to pass this floor to you, Mr. Patrick. The floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fatia. Let me share my screen. I have a couple of slides to share with you guys regarding to LinkedIn, right? So let me share my screen and let me know if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Yep. Okay. I see someone saying that you can see my screen, right? Let me get started. Let me share my PowerPoint.
Oh, yes. We can see your screen clearly.
Yep. Okay. Once again, I would like to thank Puan Mazla for inviting me to this sharing session, and also thanks Encik Batia for introducing myself. Today, I'm going to talk about LinkedIn tips. We'll share with you some of my experience on LinkedIn and what I usually do on LinkedIn, right? And before I move on to that, let me do a quick introduction about myself. I'm Patrick. I'm currently based in Penang as a process equipment engineer in semiconductor industry, as what mentioned by Encik Batia. And I graduated from UTP as a chemical engineering degree graduate. I'm actually graduated from class 2020 from UTP. And this is my LinkedIn. If let's say you want to connect me, just hit the connect button and you know some of my stories further. And for your information, I'm a founder of Dr. Resume Services, and also at the same time in 2021, this year I was actually get selected as one of the successful people in Malaysia by Britishpedia. It is an encyclopedia that is a third edition of encyclopedia, and you can get it from your library in the university, in all library in Malaysia as well. And for information, I also one of the top 10 entrepreneur recipient in 2021, and also top 70 rising personality on LinkedIn in 2020. And at the same time, last year December, I was also received Young Talent Award from Monster last year. Yeah, these are a few of my profile that I have. And yeah, let me move on to my next slide. So today I'm going to share with you some of my portfolio that I have. These are some of the offers I received throughout my journey from university to career, right? I'm actually one of a scholar of Penang Future Foundation. They sponsored my 4 years of chemical engineering degree in UTP. And then during my pre-internship period, which is during my first year semester break, I went to MPheno TCS as a process engineering trainee. And then back in 2019, I did my internship with Intel, but at the same time, I received multiple offers, like including Bosch, including Petronas, MRCS, BHSC, and also Slicer Chemical. And also I received phone interview from Schlumberger Malaysia as well. And then at the same time, back in last year, after I graduated from university, I received 4 interviews invitation from Western Digital, Intel, Huawei, and also one of the startup company. And then I received 2 job offers 3 months before my graduation. I graduated in May last year. I received the job offers around February to March. And then after I started my first job, I still actively receive interview invitations after graduation. So today I share this slide to you. It's not to show off my offers, right? I'm not intending to do that. I'm not going to brag myself. Why I want to share this to you is because if you can see that those with asterisks behind, right? Those stars behind, right? All the offers, those are the offers that I received through LinkedIn, right? So today I want to share with you how can you utilize LinkedIn to connect with recruiters, hiring managers, and also what are the things that you need to do in order for you to build up your personal branding on LinkedIn. I believe that in this century, this is very, very useful to you, especially during the pandemic. A lot of recruiters unable to go to career fair. A lot of them have started to use LinkedIn to look for candidates. So stay tuned for that. And then let me do a quick introduction about Dr. Resume Services. What is this about, right? This is an organization that founded in University Technology Petronas in February 2020. And that time I was still a student and I wanted to join resume workshop so badly. I want to learn about resume. And I found that the resume workshop in the market, they were very expensive for me to afford. They charge 50 ringgit, they charge $. I can't afford at all. And I had the idea to provide affordable resume related services and coaching to all university. And at the same time, I provide coaching in terms of LinkedIn profile. And thank you to the UTP Technopreneurship Center for helping me when I was still a student, and I'm able to start up all these things. And up to today, for about 1 year and a couple of months, I have impacted about 15,000 participants and also job seekers since 2020. I have spoken more than 50 universities and organizations in Malaysia, including UM, UTM, UPM, USM, and many more universities in Malaysia. And I'm really thankful for the organizer for inviting me to share LinkedIn tips to all of you guys today. Thanks for joining. Let me move on to, this is my picture that I have taken last year regarding to all the sessions that I've conducted. And some of the rules that I need you to follow, like me yourself during the workshop, and then feel free to share with your friends, right? So if let's say you learn something from these sessions, you can share your friends on LinkedIn. Remember to mention me. I will comment on your post, right? Okay, let's move on to the topic that we're going to talk about today. Some of the things that we're going to share with you. I'm going to share with you regarding to the LinkedIn. So I'm going to talk about what is personal branding on LinkedIn, right? The first one, and then I'll share with you what is the benefits that you can get from the personal branding on LinkedIn. And then I will share with you how can you build your LinkedIn profile, why you need to have LinkedIn, right? And then at the end of the session, we're going to have a quick Q&A to resolve all your questions, right? I know that you might realize that I'm speaking very fast, but because I have a very limited time, I need to complete everything within a couple of minutes. So I will go a little bit faster, but anyway, I will come back to you if let's say you need any clarification later, right? So let me move on to the first topic we're going to talk about, which is what is personal branding, right? So personal branding on LinkedIn is something new, I would say, because LinkedIn is something new in Malaysia, I would say. Even though it's not new in the social media, but it started to become new things to Malaysians, that is especially students, especially the job seekers, and some of the professionals. You might start to realize that people say LinkedIn. You never realize that people say Facebook. Do you have Facebook? No. They will ask you, do you have LinkedIn, right? So LinkedIn is actually one of the social media, a professional social media. And what is personal branding about? It is a process of identifying and building your online and offline reputations. And typically on LinkedIn, it's not measured by how many social media followers you have or how famous you are. So in another way, it means that today, even though you are a new user on LinkedIn, you can be an influencer on LinkedIn. As long as you generate quality contents, you are using it wisely, right? So which means, so example today, let's say you have a TikTok, right? The more followers you have, the more famous you are, right, on TikTok. But on LinkedIn, it's another way around. So it depends on how much time you venture into your LinkedIn, how much time you invest in your LinkedIn in order for you to build your community, I would say. And typically on LinkedIn, it's actually referring to your reputations, your experiences, and your ability. So regardless of you are an engineer, you are a manager, you are a CEO, or you are a student, you can be an influencer as well. It's not necessarily say that you need to be a CEO to become an influencer. No, right? And of course, last time we have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram as a social media, but today we have LinkedIn as our professional social media, right? So let me move on to the next slide. I'm going to share with you what are the benefits that you can get on LinkedIn, right? If let's say you have a good personal branding, people knows you well on LinkedIn, and you are quite active on LinkedIn. What you can actually get on LinkedIn, I would say it's very easy for you to get a job interview, right? Because as long as you have a good profile, you are active on LinkedIn, people know you well, you can easily get a lot of job interviews invitations and also job offers as well. Like for me, I've received a lot of invitations regarding to interviews or offers. And what I want to share to you is, as long as you get yourself active on LinkedIn, people will definitely come to you. The people, I mean, is opportunity will definitely come to you. But of course, you still need to have your profile need to be good as well, right? You don't tell me that your CGPA is 1.5 and then you want to get a good job. No, no. Of course, when your profile is good and you have a LinkedIn, it will be like an advantage for you to get the opportunity, right? And then next one is you can get a career advancement as well. You can easily get partnership, right? Let us say let me share you one of the example. I have a client regarding I helped him to review his LinkedIn, and he actually shared with me that he recently just got a partnership with a company. He's actually selling something like they share about t-shirts and also some of the clothing materials. He actually got a partnership on LinkedIn. So you can see on LinkedIn, if let's say you are active on LinkedIn, people knows what are you doing, you can easily get partnership as well. And not to forget, on LinkedIn is for you to build connections, for you to expand your network, let people know who you are, let people know what are you doing. And as long as you are doing something positive, LinkedIn is actually one of the platforms for you to build up your personal branding. And as I said just now, on LinkedIn, you can easily become an influencer. I would say this is very super easy, but of course you need to be active. That's a criteria. Why I say you need to be active is because a lot of people, they have an intention to become an influencer on LinkedIn. They started for a couple of months, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and they see, there's still no result after 3 months, and they gave up. So on LinkedIn, it's depend on how much time you adventure into it and how quality the contents that you create on LinkedIn in order for you to attract the recruiter's attention. And next one, on LinkedIn, you can easily get opportunities as well. So I think that's about it for benefits. A quick sharing regarding to that. Let me share with you step by step what you need to do or what you need to have on LinkedIn, right? So I believe some of you knows a LinkedIn, right? I mean, some of you have LinkedIn. Typically, I would say most of you have LinkedIn, right? Okay, so what you need to have is typically I have seen a lot of university students, those fresh engineers who enter the market. They have LinkedIn, but their LinkedIn is not well developed, right? All the details there it's not there, and then the picture is not there. So you need to understand today, if let's say you are having a LinkedIn, it's like your online presence, your first impressions. So when recruiters go to your profile or when someone goes to your profile, they will see whether are you really invest time to build a LinkedIn. So make sure that all the necessary details are there. So for example, you need to have a profile picture that is a must, and then you need to have a cover photo. It would be good for you. And then headlines. Headlines is also one of the things that is necessary for you to have on LinkedIn, because today, when example today, when the recruiters want to look for candidate, usually they will not type fresh graduate, or they will not type final year student. No, they will type keyword like process engineer, like the chemical engineer. So in your headline, you should consist of the respective keywords. For example, I'm actually actively helping students or job seekers to review their resume. So that's why I put resume review here. So which means when someone going to look for resume review service, when they search the resume review, my profile will show up in the search engine. So this is how it works when it comes to LinkedIn. And one good thing on LinkedIn is there's one section called open to job opportunities. So on LinkedIn, you can actually turn on this feature and let recruiters know that you are actively looking for jobs like chemical engineer, process engineer, test engineer, and so on and so forth. So this is how you can expose yourself to opportunities. And I would like to add on something is, a complete LinkedIn profile will definitely increases your chance to receive an interview or offers, right? And that is one of the tips I want to share to you today. And aside from that, you need to have a good summary. So of course, don't read my summary. My summary is about my resume, right? So what I want to share to you is today, your summary should be something that is summarizing your whole profile or your whole portfolio. You need to clearly call out who you are in terms of how you sell yourself. Maybe you are 5 years of engineering experience, or maybe you are an expert in a software, maybe Python, C++, PHP, or Java, right? And then at the same time, you need to share about your experience, your skills that you have, to let people know what are you really good at. So in another way, LinkedIn is like your online resume, right? It's like on your online resume. All the details that you share is you need to clearly call out what you are really doing good. And then what it would be good for you to list out what are you good at. I mean, sorry, what are you looking for on LinkedIn? I mean, in this summary, because when recruiters review a summary, they know that, oh, this guy is actually looking for chemical engineering position, right? And then I would say, lastly, it would be good for you to put your contact. So, but by saying contact, I highly not recommend, okay? I highly not recommending you guys to put your contact number on LinkedIn. Don't ever share your contact number on LinkedIn. So let me explain why. Today, LinkedIn is started to evolve in our Malaysian market. Like a lot of Malaysians started to use LinkedIn. So in another way, some people might go to misuse LinkedIn, right? You know, some of the people that are going to do some scams, some negative activities, they're going to misuse LinkedIn. So do not share your contact number on LinkedIn. This is a big no-no, right? Let me move on to the next one. Okay, so and then the next one is actually next one is regarding the LinkedIn URL. I believe that a lot of you guys have LinkedIn, but how many of you actually summarize or customize your LinkedIn URL? So always make sure that you customize your LinkedIn URL. This is relatively important because the initial LinkedIn, the initial URL that given by LinkedIn to you is actually consists of those alphabet and the numbers behind. So always customize to your own name. That is a must. Okay, and then make sure that your email is something related to your name and also your active email. Don't ever use your inactive email, right? And then move on to next one, experience. I will skip this one and move on to my current full time, right? Because that one is actually related to my doctor resume services. Maybe I will talk more on the job. So when it comes to LinkedIn and you're going to share your working experience, always remember to share points and write out something. Because today, when recruiter comes to your profile, just imagine you don't have details. You just write you are a process engineer in company A. So when recruiter goes to that particular portfolio, they actually never know how well are you doing. Just imagine, there's another candidate. He shared about his achievement, his R&R, the roles and responsibility, the daily tasks on all there. So this, and when he share and you never share, it will show the recruiter that that person is actually more active on as compared to you, right? So always make sure that you talk about what have you done, what is the job scope that they have, and also what are the project that they involve, so that you can easily let people know that, oh, you are the right person, or you are competent for that particular job or position, right? And then moving forward to the next one, this is something related, something similar. This is what I did during my internship, right? I was a facility chemical engineering intern for about 8 months in Intel. So these are all the projects that I've gone through, and also some of the tasks that I have actually done. And you can put some pictures over there as well. And then move on to the next one is actually the education. I think this one, I don't have to look in. I mean, I don't need to specifically share too much on this, because I think most of you should know. You need to put your university, your course that you have taken, some of the achievement that they have. And then move on to the next one is the license. So for license, I would say you need to, this is an additional session. I mean, it's a session that it will help you to boost up your profile. So today, I believe some of you have taken some certifications, some additional courses, right? So if let's say you have taken any additional courses, regardless of virtual or regardless of physical, remember to list it out over here on LinkedIn. Because today on LinkedIn, it will help you to attract recruiters' attention when it comes to this section. And then next one is volunteer experiences. I will say for this section is an optional. It's really an optional. If let's say you have, you can write it out. If let's say you don't have it, just ignore it. And then the skills and endorsement, I will say, yes, you need to have this section as well. So today, this screenshot was actually taken a couple of months ago. But I will say, today, if let's say you are doing something, example, today you are project manager, right? Definitely you have project management skills, right? Or maybe you have a planning skills, or maybe you know about semiconductor. So these are all those skills that you can actually add it over here, and get your colleagues, get your senior, or get someone that you know to endorse you, so that it will help you when it comes to recruiter when the recruiters review your LinkedIn profile. And then I will say this is a section that is the super most important section on LinkedIn, recommendations. So today, I believe some of you, when you're going to apply for jobs, you're going to look for opportunities, you always attach your recommendation letter. But guess what? you can only attach one recommendation letter, one physical recommendation letter. You cannot put 10 recommendation letter, right? But on LinkedIn, you can get different people to write recommendation for you. So you can see these are all the recommendation that I received from my colleagues when I was doing my internship. So you can see I received from a manager, I received from a chemical engineer, electrical engineer, and mechanical engineer. So in another way, when recruiters or someone looking into your profile, this could be something that is supportive. They're going to supporting your portfolio, right? So what I can say to you is, as long as you're active on LinkedIn, get someone to write some recommendation for you. That will be helpful for you, right? And then next one is accomplishment. I think this is something related to your what you have accomplished, some awards, some organization. It will be good for you to add it on, right? Next one. So let us talk about creating content on LinkedIn. So just now we talked about how to develop a profile, right? I would thoroughly touch on the contents. What is content creation on LinkedIn? So content creation is like how you generate a LinkedIn post. So some of you might say, "Ayo, it's very hard for me. I try to write posts, I get 10 likes, 20 likes, 30 likes. It's hard for me to go more than that." So, but what I want to share to you is on LinkedIn, as long as you share something which is really beneficial, really, something that the readers want to read, your post can easily get viral. So let us take these two examples. Jacqueline and Brian. They were my participants in my workshop. They joined my workshop a couple of months ago, right? Jacqueline and Brian don't have a LinkedIn profile before they joined. And after they joined the workshop, they learn about how to create the contents. So you can see that there was one day Jacqueline posts about something about CGPA, something about starting pay, and these posts typically went viral and received about 6,000 of likes. And I would say with this number of likes, it can easily reach more than 200,000 of views. And what I can say to you is on LinkedIn, as long as you are active, you are sharing beneficial content, it's really, really benefiting for you. So let me share my LinkedIn. I will give you a live sharing on regarding what I mean by content creation. So you can see these are a few of my contents that I have created on LinkedIn. So let us take this simple post, right? It was 8 months ago. I was actually writing about some posts regarding to don't compare, everyone is unique. It's a very simple post. And just guess what? This simple post, right? It actually went viral and received up to 122,000 of views and received about 3.7k of likes. So you can see, just imagine today you are the job seekers and you post something and your post get viral. So which means when your posts get viral, there are so many people who look into your posts. And of course, there are a lot of people who look into your profile as well. And of course, if let's say it is your recent post, you are able to see the statistics here. Who are the person that look into your post, and then so where are they from? But this post is actually too long time ago, so it's unable to show you. Let me show you some recent one. So this is also one of the recent posts that I have. Let me see which one I can share to you. Okay, this is also one of the recent posts that I have that I share about my 1 year anniversary working at Intel. Right, I do a short story. I write a short story. I share my experience, and this simple post, right, with my picture there, right, this simple post get about 141,000 of views. And when I click into it, you can see it able to tell you who are the person that view your post, right? You can see there are 7,000 people from Intel actually view my post, and there are 470 people who is working with Apple looking into my post. So which means 470 people from Apple actually knows me, right? And they might still remember me if let's say they read my post. So what I can share to you is today, if let's say you have a very good online presence on personal branding, you can easily reach out to a lot of opportunities out there, right? And I would say if let's say you have time, it's good for you to write posts. So for example, today you have learned something from me, right? You can write a post on LinkedIn and mention me as well. That is also one of the online presence for you to expose yourself to the public. So I would say if let's say you have time, you can go through all my posts here. I actually have featured over here all the interesting posts that I have received, and you can also take it as a reference for you to actually refer to. And due to time constraint, I would say I will what I've already shared all the important details to you with you, and also let me share the last thing before I move on to the question and answer. So these are all the posts that I have written. If let's say you have time, you can go to my LinkedIn featured posts, just browse through so that you roughly have some ideas what I have done, what is a way for you to write an interactive post, right? And then let me do a quick summary, right? First thing, on LinkedIn, if let's say you have a good LinkedIn profile portfolio, you may not need a resume if you know people well. This is a thing I would like to share to you. So if let's say you have a good profile, you have a good resume, a good LinkedIn profile, when recruiter go to your LinkedIn profile, they don't need to read your resume anymore because your resume is equivalent to your LinkedIn profile. What you have listed in your resume, it should be on LinkedIn, right? And of course, on LinkedIn, always make sure that you are visible and accessible because there's a feature on LinkedIn that you can actually turn. Some people will make their LinkedIn profile private. They don't want people to connect them. Don't ever do that. On LinkedIn, it's not like a Facebook. You shouldn't make yourself private. Always make sure that you're open to everyone, open for connection, because you never know who is the person that's going to connect you and give you opportunity, right? So that's one thing I want to share to you. And then on LinkedIn, always be friendly and go along with others. Okay, this is the thing I want to emphasize here. LinkedIn is an online social media, right? So sometimes when people post something, you might not agree with him. So in that sense, do not ever comment negatively on that person post, because when you comment negatively, other people will going to look into your comment. So this might not be good to you. So always make sure that you comment positive things and on LinkedIn so that you have a good online presence. And for those who are not having LinkedIn, or for those who are not active on LinkedIn, or you have account but you're not active, it's time for you to start to develop your LinkedIn, because LinkedIn, I would say, is right now is quite hot in the market right now, for people to interact professionally, right? And I would say LinkedIn is a platform that able to helps you to look for better opportunity in the future. But of course, you might going to tell me, hey, Patrick, I'm not going to change job. I don't want LinkedIn. But are you sure you're going to work for 10 years or 20 years at the same company? It could be, but some of the time you might not know whether you want to look for any opportunity change. LinkedIn is also one of the platforms that could help you if in future if let's say you need. And you might going to say, oh, I can stop LinkedIn when I need. Now I don't need. So you need to understand, it's not like an instant process, right? It's not like instant when you click start, you can reach people. No, it takes time for you to build your connections. It takes time for you to accumulate your followers and community. So I would say on LinkedIn is actually a platform that is a good platform for you to communicate professionally with people every day, right? And just for information, I have been actively on LinkedIn, using LinkedIn for about a couple of about 2 to 3 years, and then I've reduced my time on Facebook or Instagram, which is not benefiting me, right? Just sharing with you. And of course, lastly, if let's say you learn something from this session, always give back, share with your friends, share with someone that you know. And this, before I move on to Q&A, these are all the pictures that I've taken, which is not important. I want to share with you something which is really important and want to motivate you to use LinkedIn. So you can see these are some of the screenshots, not all, but some that I still remember. I took here. So these are the few, I would say, not to say awful, but invitation that I received through LinkedIn. I received from Top Glove, Intel, Western Digital, Silterra, Shell, and recently I received from Bosch, Meter Toledo, right? One of the equipment company. So you can see on LinkedIn, you can easily reach out to opportunities as long as you have a positive mindset on LinkedIn, right? With that, I would say, just to motivate you to use LinkedIn, a last slide here. These are all the participants that I have coached previously and received job through LinkedIn, right? So, and these are all of them. With that, these are my email. This is my email, my company email, and also my LinkedIn. If let's say you want to know more about me on LinkedIn, feel free to hit the connect button. I am actively creating contents, share some insights on LinkedIn. So if you would like to know more about me, feel free to connect with me. And with that, I would like to open for Q&A session. Right, any questions that you would like to ask me?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Patrick. Wow, such an awesome. Yes, we have a question here from Francis Augustine. Yes, the floor is yours. Please ask.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
The part where you spoke about posting was very much
Yep.
interesting to me. So, generally, could you explain when we post material, what kinds of materials do we post? Because we have ideas about what kinds of things we post on other kinds of social media, like Instagram or TikTok or
Yep.
Facebook. But what kinds of posts do we post here on LinkedIn? I'll give you an example. Like I am a lecturer in Multimedia University, and I teach environmental law. So I limit my Instagram posts to only 4 criteria of my life. One is I practice yoga. I post about environmental law, and I post about my K-pop session, for example. Okay. And the fourth one is whatever work I do in Multimedia University, MNU. Like 2 days ago, we had an event where the current Minister of Science, Technology, and Innovation was there. I was the MC for the event. So I post about these things. So I'm basically advertising MNU in addition to specific messages. And that's the only thing I use my Instagram account for. So it's not about me posing in clothes and taking 101 selfies and so forth. But if I move it to LinkedIn, what then do I post there? What messaging am I putting out into the LinkedIn world? Thank you.
Yep, a very good question.
Okay, Patrick, I have another question. Maybe you can answer this. Another question from Ms. Zahida Shari. How many posts per week we should post? Should we post it every day? Okay, the floor is yours, Patrick.
Okay, a very good question from Francis and also Intrik Bhatia regarding this. Okay, so to take your question, Francis, you need to understand that what is your community wants to know, right? I mean, wants to know. So, for example, today you see you're from law. So I believe that you have majority of connection is from law background or from a legal background. So you need to know what they want to post. You cannot ask. I mean, I cannot guarantee you that you post A, you can get audience. No, it's depend on how you build up your community. That's how I actually build up my community. And back to your question, you also asked me that today you don't really know what to share, right? So what I can advise you to do is you need to I would say try and error. Just do some posting in a different style. That if let's say that you one day you see some posts which have higher response, that could be the one that you can build up your community. And at the same time, I would say try to think about some posts that is benefiting to your readers. So like example, I give you my example. I'm actually doing part-time as a resume coach, right? So what I do was I actually post some resume tips, interview tips, job seeking tips. That's are all the my connections wants to read about it. So you need to understand what is your connections interested to know, and from there you do additional posting on that. And from time to time, you know what is the way that you need to venture into it, right? Hopefully, I answer your question. And back to Ijay Bhaktiyar's question, he actually asked some questions that is really, really good. How many posts you need to post? I would say on LinkedIn, there's no specific number you need to post. So why am I saying that is because I was very active if let's say you look into my profile, I was very active back in September, before September, and I post every day back in September. But after September, you can see I started to slow down my posting. So because right now I'm actually in the United States right now, I'm actually having an assignment here. So I rarely have time to post on LinkedIn. So I slow down my posting frequency. So of course, this is equivalent. The more you post, the more famous you are. This is an equivalent thing. The lesser you post, the lesser you are famous. You are active on LinkedIn. So what I can say to you is, if let's say you have a time, my advice is post every day. I mean, post every weekdays. Don't post on weekends, because on weekends people are not using LinkedIn, they are using on Facebook, right? So post on weekdays. You need to post every day. If no, say no, maybe 3 days, right? Monday, Wednesday, Friday. At least post something to show your presence. So I can share you something. Let me share my screen.
Patrick, there's a question here. Actually, the question that's being shared with you just now is not my question, from Ms. Zahida Sharif. She raised her hand. Can we? Please, Zahida. Yeah.
I have another question, Mr. Patrick. For example, normally that if we go for another media social, that we will say you can choose for several niche that you would like to share, and then you share it like for Monday you share about for example, myself is database management, and then after that might be about your food industry, might be about how to make a good writing. Is it like that? We can do share in the LinkedIn.
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. I would say yes. on LinkedIn, I believe when you post on social media like TikTok or Facebook or Instagram, there's some hashtag that you use, right? The same thing goes to LinkedIn. There's also some hashtag you can use, because when you use the hashtag, you can reach to different group of people. So what I can say to you is, you can try to post something and see whether is it a good response. If let's say that's a good response, you can look into that direction. So what I can say to you is, Miss Jahida, you can try an arrow, do some posting. So I would say in 1 or 2 weeks time, you know what posts have more response, and that is the right post that you need to go for it. Hopefully I answer your question.
Yes, definitely. Thank you very much.
Okay. I think there's a couple of questions from the chat box as well. Like from City.
Oh, yeah. We have it here from Adlin Suraya. Yeah, Mr. Patrick, what kind of posts are appropriate for LinkedIn? What kind of posts are popular? How do we know that we are LinkedIn target, who are our LinkedIn target audience? Are they our future employers or future co-workers? For some, especially for office worker, they would not be going much to post except for the day-to-day life. What should we start in that case? Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Well, a very good question. I think there are a couple of questions into one question. Okay, so let me take it. I'll do it in general. I'll say what kind of post that is appropriate on LinkedIn. I will say, and then so what is a popular post? If let's say you ask me this question, I can straight away tell you that three different types of posts they are very popular. First one is job seeking tips. Job seeking tips is the post that easily get viral, right? You need to share what is a tip that you need to follow, how to write a good resume, interviews. That's the first one. Second post that can get viral is actually your job anniversary, or you get your job, and then you take a picture. Maybe example, you get an offer from Petronas, and you take a picture at Petronas lobby. That is also a post that can easily get viral. And then the third post is, if let's say you are a student, university picture is also one of the picture that you can get viral. Like you graduate from the university, that's also one of the example. So I would say on LinkedIn, if let's say you want to straightforward, this is the 3 posts that you can easily get viral. And back to your question, how do you know that your audience is the right audience? What I can say to you is, as long as you post the right, example, today you are connecting more to, example, today you have a background of maybe chemical engineering, right? And then you connect more people from chemical engineering background, from the manufacturing, from the oil and gas, from the glove industry. So when you connect more people to that industry, indirectly you will have more audience from that particular area. So what I can let you know is, as long as you connect to the right people, and don't connect to everyone. Don't connect to everyone as in you connect from legal, you connect from F&B, you connect from transportation. No, you first you want to target for the relevant. Of course, not to say no at all, but you can have. But the most you need to connect is from the relevant industry. And then I think you also asked that there would not be much post about except for the day, right? Okay, so if let's say you don't really know what to post, you can actually choose to post some tips, general tips that I think most of the LinkedIn users are interested to know as well, right? Hopefully I answer your question, Alin.
There's a question here, Patrick, from Siti Fatima Zahra. Hello, Patrick. They are saying that LinkedIn promotes toxic positivity. What is your take on that matter? What is positivity? Okay, what is your feedback on that?
Okay, so I don't really understand what you mean by toxic positivities, but for me, I would say on LinkedIn is the platform for me to expose my knowledge, to share what I know with my connections. And of course, some of the time, if let's say you can see some of people, they post some motivation posts, right? This is also one of the good example that you can post as well. So for example, just now I shared with you the post that I received for about 3,000 likes, right? That is also one of the posts to share positivities to people, like the motivations. So in another way, I would say it is a good way for you to expose yourself, and it's a good platform for you to get to know more people, and get people to know you as well on LinkedIn. Hopefully I answer your questions. Right.
Okay, wow, interesting. A lot of people wanted to know about LinkedIn. But again, I'm so sorry, Mr. Patrick. We have, we are out of time. So, but anyways, no worries. I think along the way, you can always post in the chat box. Along the way, we can always discuss and, get to know how best we can use this awesome platform to shout, about ourselves, what we are doing, and to what extent we can, give an impact to others. Again, digital is a bigger platform. Again, I do agree, Mr. Patrick. It's like you are doing your fishing. You are supposed to catch a fish, but you are in the jungle, so you're in the wrong place. If you are very much into Facebook, but actually you're looking for job, so you definitely should change to LinkedIn, not just active in Facebook or TikTok, because the narrative and the outcome is different as compared what you mentioned about professional networking and very much related to looking for jobs. Again, I would like to take this opportunity. Thank you very much, Mr. Patrick, for sharing your thoughts and about LinkedIn tips and everything. I'm sure it's not just for the students, but for us to improve and to share what are the business that we are doing, our impact and everything. So again, thank you very much. I think next, what we're going to do, we're going to...
Thank you so much, and
you're most welcome, most welcome. Again, I think next, we would like to invite, yes, we have with us now, Mr. Azharee Abdul Hamid. So, how are you, Mr. Abdul Azharee?
Good, Alhamdulillah. Assalamualaikum. Thank you, Encik Batia and the rest of the committee for inviting me. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, sir. We can hear you very loudly.
All right, clear.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
So, I think the topic that's given to you is very much related to social media content and branding tips. Okay. So, wow, this is very much related with what Mr. Patrick already shared just now. No worries, guys, out there. You can always post in the chat box. Who knows, along the way, you can, we can answer through our own online discussion. Okay, before we go further with this topic, Mr. Abdul Azharee, we would like to share a little bit about yourself so that the rest of the team and people with us now know a little bit about your background. Mr. Abdul Azharee is actually graduated from UNITEN, Tenaga Nasional, with Bachelor in Electronic Engineering, co-founder and Chief Executive Officer at Academic Usahawan Mikro Sedang Berhad, and the President of Santa Reflexology at KLI2. Experience international oil and gas management and holds various positions, namely business consultant, account manager, and area manager. Known as #1 low budget marketing seafood in Malaysia. Wow, okay, low budget seafood. I know seafood but je. Yang lain tu I tak tahu. Since 2017, he worked with micro entrepreneurs group, association, foundation, NGOs, and individuals. Currently manage several businesses such as Santa Reflexology at KLI2, a boutique online, Baju Besar.mart, a mini cafe, and a homestay in Perak. Achievement Pride Award from President Chevron International for the achievement of his $1 million sales, and was nominated for Most Community Impact for Business Excellence Award 2013 in Sydney, Australia. Young Entrepreneurs Award by Minister of Youth and Sports Malaysia in 2014. Honorary Award which carries the title of STE, which is Associate by the Associate of Lecturers and Experts of the National Industrial Malaysia Mandate and Ministry of Human Resources Malaysia. Top 30 MBank Biz Race 2019. Active business coach, mentor for various agencies, namely Biz Council, INSKEN, Technology Park, Malaysia TPM, Ministry of Finance, MOF, Magic, and leading education cluster head for Malay Representative Council, MDM. Also active columnist for Azharuddin for his insight in SME development in Malaysia and ASEAN region. Okay, so we have the right person to share more related about this content, digital present, and the floor is yours, Mr. Ahmad Azharee.
All right. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon to everyone who is in the Google Meet now. Thank you again to our Mr. MC, Encik Batia, and the rest of the committee of the JLU, UNITEN, UTP, UniKL, as well as MMU, right? For inviting me to share a bit of my experience and knowledge and how can you capitalize on your online branding, as well as the social media tips. Right? I think Patrick has mentioned a lot of tips for LinkedIn, and today I'll be sharing about how can you bring the brand as your corporate brand digitally, right? So that people can remember your brand of your company. So let me share my screen first. Hold on, let me share my screen. Okay, just to double check, can you see my screen? I can see mine. Can you see, right, Cik Batia? Can you see my screen?
Yes,
All
we
right.
can.
All right, great, alhamdulillah. So, okay, yeah, I just introduced myself. My name is Azharee. I'm the founder and currently the CEO of Academy Usaha Micro, AUM, or mainly known as AUM. I'm also an alumni of UNITEN. I graduated from UNITEN in 2002 in the Bachelor of Electrical Electronics and Electrical Electronics Engineering. And currently, I'm pursuing my study in MBA in UNITA, finishing next month, insyaAllah. And doa-doakanlah, I think next year I'll be continuing my doctorate for my study as well. So that's basically my education background, and I've been with few companies like Shell, Caltex, and then in 2007 I started my own business, my own venture until today, and alhamdulillah, to date I think we have been, I don't know, you guys have seen me many times in media, especially in Asrawani, TV3, RTM. You know, I shared a lot about digitalization challenges and opportunities for SME all over the country and some part of ASEAN. In fact, last month I was talking about the budget of 2022 in Asrawani and Bernama TV, on how can all the budgets will be utilized by the SME, especially particularly on digitalization practice by the SME. And alhamdulillah, today I would like to share a bit of insights, a bit of experience, and how we have helped more than 10,000 of MSME. Currently, we are no more under SME. We already defined as a term as MSME, micro, small, and medium enterprises. So that is a new term that has been used by World Bank many years, but Malaysia has just started using it late last year, and alhamdulillah, at least they look into micro as well. Right, so now we talk a lot about digitalization, you know, COVID-19 issues, challenges that we faced last year. So I would like to share with you, what do you mean by digitalization? So there's so many meaning, you know, there's so many definition of digitalization, but we take it as very simple. It's the use of digital technology to change, the point is to change your business model, and of course it has to give you new revenue, and of course value producing opportunities. The word now is value. If the technology doesn't give you any value to the company, they will not bring you anywhere. So this is the basic fundamental understanding about digitalization, because based on our experience meeting all of the entrepreneurs all over the country for the last 14 years in the industry, so we really understand the challenge that has been faced by SME as well as micro entrepreneurs to move on with the business, especially on the digitalization. Now, let's look at some fun facts, you know, in Malaysia. I'm sure the alumni here, the students here, for those who are aspiring entrepreneurs, the researchers, the doctors, the research assistants here, the lecturers, and of course the alumni who might be working and might be in your business now. So I think you guys can relate to this fact, where only one of the 3 Malaysian SME has strategy for transformation in digital. So that is the very alarming rate, and only 1 of 4 Malaysian SME has digital team. So we don't have anyone to talk about digital, to talk about online. You know, so these are the challenges that we are facing. At the same time, in 2017, only about 1/3 of Malaysian SME has web presence, as simple as website. You know, don't talk so much about the rest of the, you know, the one is more advanced technology. As simple as website, only 1/3 of Malaysian SME has this. So these are the challenges that we have been facing. Even COVID-19 have brought 5 times faster in terms of adoption for digital last year and this year, but still we are still lagging and lacking in getting the Malaysian SME to be digitalized. Okay, now, what are the components of digitalization? I think I'm sure you have heard a lot of this. So I'm putting it in a very simple term. Frontlining, which normally we call about frontliners, since COVID-19 last year. And the next one is backlining. What do you mean by frontlining? Those technology that can be seen by your potential customers and your customer. For example, your website, your social media, your LinkedIn, your Instagram, your your web presence, your e-commerce, your virtual mall. So these are the frontlining technology, whereby backlining are the one that you are operating in your business. For example, CRM, customer relationship management, HRM, human resource management, your post system, your accounting system. So these combines together to give you a much better digitalization. Right? So now, well, the most important frontlining, let's focus on the frontlining first, is the digital branding. How you digitalize your brand of your company, like what you have in IBM, Facebook, Coca-Cola, and stuff, right? So now, what are your digital branding challenges? Maybe you guys can share with me, can write a bit in the chat. What is your challenges? Apa problem kita nak masuk dalam digital ni? Okay, alright. Apa masalah kita nak masuk digital ni? Or maybe you can share your company's challenge to be digitalized. We don't have enough team ke? You don't have enough budget ke? You don't know what to do ke? You don't engage with university ke? For example, those who are connected with university, for example, maybe you can share with me in the chat what are the challenges that you guys are facing. So that we can just go through later along the way. All right, so there's so many challenges that have been faced by a team in a company or in SME to perform digital adoption and transformation, idea. And some of this is my picture when I was interviewed by Azharuddin talking about digitalization of ASEAN. Right, so I was asked the opinion how would ASEAN SME would be brought up to the different level in terms of digitalization. Consistency is the issue. We don't know how to make sure that our brand is consistent enough so that people remember. And then we have to bring traffic and leads. There's no point of having a website, but you don't have any traffic and leads. That's why most of the marketplaces in Malaysia fail, because they have a very powerful and good platform, but there's no traffic coming in. Of course, the budget, you have to put some budget to create a better digital platform ideas, a platform and websites and stuff. And of course, tools and technology is another challenge. You don't know what to use, especially on the micro entrepreneur side. You don't know where to start. Where should I use Instagram? Should I use LinkedIn? So those are the challenges that we are facing. Of course, the content, just now a lot of questions about content to put in LinkedIn, and I like Patrick's idea on how to, put the issue of the challenge of resume, for example, in LinkedIn. So marketing talent, how you are going to bring talent. So this is the university. Some part of the responsibility is coming from the university, right? To bring a good talent to they can accommodate with the demand of the digitalization of SME. Marketing ROI, team, customer engagement, managing the website. So these are the challenges that we have been facing on daily basis in order to bring our company to be digitalized. And of course, the most important part is the mindset, whether are we ready or not to change our brand, our presence to be digital. So these are some of the things that we can look into, in your company, whether you are the founder, whether you are the team in the company. So these are the things that you can share with your bosses and your team. How can we tackle this issue? That is the thing now. So how do we create a simple digital branding? Okay, I'm sharing you some tips, because this is a very casual session, right? So first, you need to clarify your brand message. What do you want to bring your brand to the community, to the digital world? Are you going to be a good person, or are you going to be a most advanced technology? Are you going to help the communities who bring your brand message, clarify your brand message? If you are not sure, talk to your team. And create your personal and corporate branding, product and services. Make sure that you know what your personal branding, for example, myself as the founder of Academy Micro, and I'm bringing the corporate brand, I'm bringing the gusto.com as our product brand. So you have to really identify that. And select appropriate color. I think university has a very powerful logo and color to be remembered. Like UNITEN dengan color merah, dia dengan red and silver. The TNB punya logo tu. So these are the things that you need to identify, so that you can bring that color vibrating in your message digitally. Of course, prepare a logo. Don't forget to prepare a logo. Regardless whether your business is like selling stuff over the street or even having your own building for your company, logo creates attention. Take note on that. And of course, you need to have a good slogan based on your brand message. So, for example, McDonald, I'm loving it. You know, if Milo last time I think was like minum Milo sihat, benda entah, something like that lah. Right? Okay, so need to have to bring your attractive slogan.
Maggie tuan. Maggie is very famous.
Apa tu?
The good old days susu cap junjung.
Nama tak dengar tu Bang Tia. Susu tak judul. Oh my god, that was like years ago. I forgot about that brand already. Yeah, something like that. Thank you, Cik Batia. Alright. So,
Dash lady.
Susu tak judul. Ya Allah, ya Rahman, ya Rahim. That's interesting. Okay, so slogan play a very important role. And then take note, grab your domain. This is very fundamental. The moment you come out from a toilet, because normally idea comes in toilet for whatever reason, all right? You grab your domain first, then only you start thinking about your business. That's what I always do for all of my businesses. Santai Reflexology, for example. The moment I come up with the idea of Santai Reflexology, I buy the domain first, then only I think about the business. Grab your domain, because if you don't grab now, somebody will grab for you. All right? It happened to my company anyway. All right? And grab your social media username. You grab all the LinkedIn profile, Instagram, blah, blah, blah.
Encik Ahmad Azharee, it means, I just want to check, you mentioned that you grab this opportunity, Santai Reflexology. It means, let's say you already take this domain as your hosting, so other people cannot use the similar name to register, or they can change it?
They cannot. The moment you take it, contoh santaireflexology.com, right? So nobody can take that anymore in the whole world. In the whole entire universe. Unless the issue of IP, which is I think mentioned by our colleague from Magic just now. IP is different discussion, all right? Because you have to register with my IPO, but at least you have to have the right to tell my IPO that I've already registered Azharee.com, for example. You know, so that you can prove that you have used this much earlier than other people, because that's the date when you register.
When you mentioned about this IP, about the name and what is important related to branding, I remember there was a humor magazine. They used to call it Ujang.
Yes.
So what happened? I think the person who is the cartoonist is not well versed about the brand. So so the other organization took it and used that name, which is I think very popular during that time.
Yeah, and even some of our domain has been bought by other people, and we have to pay like $21,000 just to get the domain. And I said, I just said, sorry, F off. Okay, F off. I don't want to go for that. I'll go for another brand. I mean, it's all about time and speed, tuan. It's all about time, speed, and point. So when you grab it earlier, that you are in a good mood for you to bring your brand. Okay, and of course, not just domain, your username in your social media, another issue. All right, another issue that you have to really grab in your LinkedIn, your Twitter, at least all the basic one, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube channel, what do you call this, Facebook page, Facebook personal, if there's any, so all these are the username that you have to really grab. And of course, write a good content. People love content. I like what Patrick said just now. Write something that people want to read, not something that you want to write. That's a very good tip. I think you guys can jot down somewhere. Write content that your community wants to read, not something that you want to write. Because if you want to write, you can write anything. But the moment you talk about your community, your client, your base of client, your future prospect and stuff, that will make you create a good content. And of course, maintain a very powerful corporate website. And make sure it engages with e-commerce, regardless whether you are service or e-commerce. There's element of e-commerce, because this is where you make money from your website. All right, regardless whether you want to use Shopee, Lazada, you want to use your own virtual mall, it's up to you. As long as you can generate income from your corporate website, especially services, because majority services have issues of putting their services in online. So get it done and get things done. How to get a powerful digital branding. All right. Okay, now let's talk about three main components that we can look into. Of course, the first one is the social media marketing. That's why we focus on social media first. How to market your product, your brand out there, so people will understand and get to know about your brand. Of course, you need to have a corporate website. Some people say, "Alah, tak payahlah. Why do you need a corporate website? I can use my social media, ma." Look at 999 public listed company. None of them does not have any website. And take note, even your favorite Shopee and Lazada has their own web-based presence. Take note on that. So who says that corporate website is not important? Just imagine MMU without corporate website. UNITEN without corporate website. How on earth are we going
We cannot live without website.
Absolutely, right?
It's like our house.
Yes, betul. So how do you recruit students if you don't have the website? So this is the mindset that we have to change, right? All right, it's simple. Later I'll share with you some solution on that. And of course, your e-commerce, how do you sell your products and services and generate income from there? E-commerce product, straightforward. You have Shopee, Lazada in the gang. But for services, you have to create your own virtual mall. Later I'll share with you where you can sell your services and products in online. Okay, now facts about a good corporate website. Yeah, you know how important is your online presence, your digital presence? You know, because 85% of the users admit to judge your business credibility based on your design of your website. If MMU and UNITEN and UniKL does not have a good website, and I believe I've seen many funny websites from other unrecognized universities, I don't think people will be submitting themselves to become a student of the university. So these are the things that we can look into. Some of the points that you can look into how. And B2B customers, 75% will search the web before they make a decision. Take note on that. If you don't have proper online presence, gone case you are. As simple as that. Gone case you are. Okay. All right. Good. So
You're
now,
off the grid.
apa dia?
You're off the grid lah.
You're off the grid lah. Yeah, you're off the grid. Yeah, that's the word. You're off the grid. All right. So now, these are the common issues that we face. People, we feel that website, online presence, digital presence, social media presence is always relatively expensive. All right, relatively expensive, and then lack of technical knowledge, tak tahu nak buat apa, no time to do it, no time to develop. We are the one who cook the Maggi and the mee. We fry the mee. At the same time, we also pack the mee. We also sell the mee. We also everything that we do ourselves. Nothing wrong with that. But this is the issue that we are facing. Kan? Tak ada IT support. There's no support. Very difficult. Whenever you have a good online presence in your corporate website, you have issues of maintenance. That is the best part that you can talk about. Where look at this in the world. As for last year, 2019, January, we have 1.56 billion worth of website in the world registered. But 75% of this website are not even active. So what happened? You know what happened? What is the issue that we are facing? So look into that. It's normal to have a normal website and suddenly dah mati sampai bila-bila tak bergerak-gerak dah benda tu. So there's nothing to update, you know what to do, you know, blur what to write. So these are the real facts that is facing by the whole SME all over the world. Right? Not just SME, all the brands all over the world. 70% are not even active. Even they are parked in the domain. Just imagine that, how huge the issue in the world. And of course, we know kan Facebook is the leading, now become Meta. The company become Meta, not Facebook.
Meta Universe.
Meta Universe. So everybody's like buying crypto here and there, including myself.
Yes.
You know,
Cryptocurrency is happening.
Investing in the cryptocurrency and stuff. So I'm so intrigued. I'm very intrigued with metaverse technology. I'm so much into that. And YouTube, WhatsApp, Messenger. So these are the top. You know, till today, still this is the leading social media landscape in the world. So make sure that you are in this platform, especially TikTok, guys. Please, we don't ask you to dance in TikTok, but at least when you are in TikTok, people can remember you, and the most important part, you can learn a lot in TikTok. Digital branding lah, digital marketing lah. You know, you can I even learn how to tie my kain play card in TikTok for the last at least 40 years I've lived in this world. Now only I know how to tie the kain play card, the right way to tie a kain play card. You know, so that's funny thing I learned from TikTok.
Cik Azharee, when you mention TikTok, I learned the new phrase. Mana-mana raja. Mana-mana raja.
You must be a very TikTok punya ni, fan ni. Alright, I mean, it's a good platform. I mean, some people hate about TikTok, but you have to be there. And take note, TikTok is the cheapest viral agent. Take note on that. The cheapest viral agent amongst all, even though they are not leading, but they are the cheapest viral agent. And you cannot compare with Instagram, WeChat, blah, 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 but TikTok is the cheapest viral agent. Make sure that your brand is in TikTok. Just take note on that. Okay, what else? Now, given a choice, you want to have a corporate website for your digital branding or social media? Okay, can I have a simple poll? Maybe you can put WS or SM. WS is website. Which one that you guys would be choosing? Is it social media or website? What do you guys? Which one is more important? Platform to put your brand online better? Is it CRWS website or SM social media? Let's look at the pool. Is there any? Okay, they kata FS.
SM, yeah. Some say it's both. How about others? Yeah. Me myself social media lah.
Social media lah kan, lagi senang. Betul.
Mana-mana ranca.
Macam-macam trend dekat TikTok ni. Okay, so never mind. Whether you guys choose social media or corporate website, it's all about your strategy. Alright. So let me share with you what the difference between social media and corporate website. Corporate website bring your brand. Take note on that because you have your own domain at least. And it's open-ended search. People can find you in Google. All right. I remember when I was in Malacca, I searched for last 2 weeks. I was in Malacca for an event. I searched for asam pedas lah, especially asam pedas kan, Malacca kan asam pedas. Punyalah cari, and I went to like 3 places, all closed already. Just imagine if you don't. I understand because of the pandemic challenge, but 3 kedai pergi, 3 tutup. Allah Akbar. So I'm like,
what? So macam dapat tak?
Finally, the 4th one we got it lah. The 4th one,
okay.
So I mean, those are the top top shop for asam pedas, right? So make sure that you are readily available in online, right? And it is for conversion transaction, and you can get access of all the users of the internet. Of course, social media owned by the platform. You know, they don't search the category. They search business name. So make sure that your business is in social media, especially the top one: Facebook page, LinkedIn, YouTube channel, Instagram, Twitter, perhaps what do you call this? Some other thing that you can think of, right? Design for engagement, addressable market, because the market is majority coming from the platform. But if you pay, then you can go beyond the social media, you know, like in FB ads or Google AdWords, for example. So these are the pro and cons between these two. Both play a very vital role. But okay, you guys can screenshot this if you guys are following using a handphone, and you guys can also print screen. You can find it in Google as well. So these are the ideas on how would you update at least your Facebook, because Facebook can be connected to Twitter, Twitter can be connected to Instagram, Instagram can be connected to Twitter. So just play one. But for those who are small in the team, I strongly recommend for you to start with Instagram, because Instagram can connect directly to your Facebook page, your Twitter, your Tumblr, as well as of course your Instagram itself. So one posting will go to 4 doors for 4 platforms. So at least you start with your Instagram first. And these are the idea. How can you post? You know, of course you have to create the content, but at least you know what to start. For example, in Tuesday, you can link your product and services on your website. For example, or maybe on Friday you can post an inspirational. Because nak cuti kan, besok dah cuti on Saturday. So Friday you put something very inspirational, for example. So these are the things. You can screenshot this. You can also print screen, no problem. You can use this as a guidance. What to write in your social media. Okay, dah screenshot dah. Right? So at least you get some idea what to write. Okay. Now, how people shop online? Of course, they will start Googling and finding you in your. Make sure that you have a proper web presence. If not, people will not find you. You know, I found my cobbler over the streets in Google. Bayangkan, aku cari tukang kasut lah, cobbler lah. Finally, I found one fella doing repairing the shoes in front of SS15 Maybank, and I asked that guy, bang, do you know what? I tell him Melayu lah, but I put it in English lah. Do you know that people can find you in online? And he said to me, I don't know. Where do you get my number? I said, I got it from your info in online. Oh, must be my friend lah, put my name there and my contact number there. So how powerful is online is to find a cobbler in my area. So since that, I've been sending my shoes to repair in that particular cobbler over in Subang Jaya. So how important for you to be digitalized, a good branding to make sure that people can find you in online. Of course, second one, they go to your website and they will look at your social media. Hello, how are you doing in social media? Is people like condemning you in social media or not? So people are very I think university know about VUCA. I think university talk a lot about VUCA. People got ambiguous. People got curious about the brand. They will look into social media as well. So these are the behavior of people buying. In fact, currently I'm doing my final year project on how the attitude of online buyers in Shopee. Maybe later when I finish my final year project, I can share with you guys the journal that we write for that. All right. So e-commerce moving up. 2034, it will be escalating like crazy. If you guys are not there, you guys are left out. As simple as that. If you're not there, gone case we are. As simple as that. So make sure that we are at least trying to get hang of adopting to simple thing like social media dulu ke, a bit of website, e-commerce and stuff. If not, we are left out. As simple as we are left out. And take note, COVID-19 has brought the digitalization transformation 5 times faster than we can ever imagine. This is research done by IBM. So if you are not there, we are left like what, I don't know, 50 times, slower than it should be, after this COVID-19 punya issue ni. So make sure that you are in the list of digitalization part. Okay, some blowing stats that you can look into. People search like 3.5 billion over in Google, how important to track your website traffic and also how to customize information in the location, right? Very important. Like what I found the cobbler that day. Okay, so but this is what we offer to our alumni in AUM. All right, just imagine, what if you can just simply turn your Facebook page into a professional mobile optimized corporate website? Just imagine that, and you can update your Facebook, your website only using your Facebook page. Because to update website is not that easy, but to update in Facebook page is easy via your handphone and real time. And your website can be ready only in 2 minutes. How do you guys feel about that? Can I get some response? Best ke, tak best ke, okay ke, tak okay ke? Just comment on that. I know you guys are getting hungrier and hungrier now. It's already like almost lunch. Too good to be true. Too good to be true. Yeah, I agree. Too good to be true. Are you scamming now? Are you scamming now? No, I understand that, Puan Adli. Thank you very much for response. Puan or Dr. Aglin. Hebat, kata Tuan Azroy. Alright, thank you, Tuan. Alright, good. Okay, so these are the solutions that we have in our academy. It's very easy, very convenient, and very, very fast. So we have a solution in our academy by the name of digasto.com, where you can simply convert your Facebook page into your professional mobile optimized corporate website, ready only in 2 minutes. Your Facebook page converted into your corporate website. So as simple as that, within 2 minutes only. You guys can try later, digasto.com. We have 14 days free trial. You can just try and explore that. Just go log into digasto.com to try. All right, very affordable, user-friendly, 2 minutes convert, everyone can use it, very fast and easy to maintain because you maintain your content through your handphone via Facebook page, which can directly connect it to your Instagram as well. So this is where we can connect both worlds, the corporate world as well as the social media world. All right, and how it works, simply log on to Digasto and then select your design, choose your domain, voila, your website ready within 2 minutes. As simple as that. All right, so these are the platforms that we have in our academy. All right, so now I want to share with you, where can you sell your product and services online? All right, where can you sell that? Now, there are so many places that you can look into. If you are a product owner, a brand owner, or product manufacturer, sell your product in your marketplaces. All right, later I'll share with you. Food and delivery marts, online classified, virtual mall, e-wallet merchant, on-demand service marketplaces. There are so many platforms for you to start selling your products and services. Okay, your marketplaces, as simple as Shopee, Lazada, Lelong, eBay, Ubeli, Superbuy, so these are the most famous ones. Right, and I was affected by 11/11 as well. For the last 20 minutes of 11/11, I bought so much of things, unnecessary things. So I pun kena juga virus 11/11 ni. So how powerful is 11/11 in this arena? Yeah. All right. Now, for those who use delivery, GrabFood, Foodpanda, Happy Fresh, Jocom, Bungkusit. There's so many other platforms, but these are some of the most famous platforms in Malaysia for you to do delivery and also for your food delivery mart. You can sell your products here as well. How to sell online? Online classified, Google My Business. Take note, ladies and gentlemen. make sure that you are listed in your Google My Business. Very crucial, because this will relate to your map and people can find your product and services in online. And of course, Mudah.my for your and Carousel for your online selling. And of course, not famous but very highly recognized by Google search. Take note, yap.my. Meaning you grab your location of your businesses in yap.my. Dia macam Yellow Pages lah, but very highly recognized by the Google search result. So make sure that you guys are listed in Yap. You have to grab before other people grab your address in yap.my. Alright, very powerful. And of course, online mall, kedai web lah, Shopify, eSeaweed, WooCommerce. This is your own shop, your own kedai that you sell your product and services online. So they are not marketplaces, but you have your own proud shop online for your particular brand. So these are some of the brand that you can look into: kedai web, Shopify, eSeaweed, e-commerce, and you can build your own shop in online, right? Where to sell online, e-wallet merchant. Don't forget, Boost and Touch and Go is doing so much of helping merchant. Make sure that your merchant, your company is listed in Boost and Touch and Go e-wallet. Alright, because take note, Belanjawan 2022, the budget of 2022, there are allocation for this. It will be still continue next year, inshallah. They are still debating over in Parliament now, but I'm pretty sure it will be approved and it will be brought over next year to make sure that you guys take this opportunity and list your business in this particular e-wallet merchant as the merchant for this e-wallet provider. Yeah, especially Touch and Go and Boost. So we are listed in Touch and Go and Boost as well, even though we are just doing services, but we also merchant of Boost and Touch and Go, and it's free. That is the best part. And they have like what, Touch and Go 12 million subscribers, users of Touch and Go. Boost I think about 10, Boost about 16 million. All right, so these are the opportunity that you can find by selling your product and services. Okay, and then of course your services you can list over in Recommend, Kaudin, Freelancer, Fiverr, Service Hero, GoGet, one of the most famous service marketplace. If you are doing a service, make sure that you list your services over in this particular platform, right? So now I would like to share something. The SME Business Digitalization Grant given by the Ministry of Finance last 2 years until this year, that you can grab up to 5,000 SME Business Digitalization Grant for you to get this grant through us via MDEC as well as MOF and also BSN. So I don't know whether you guys have heard about this. If you have heard, alhamdulillah. If you have not heard, this is an opportunity for you to grab the grant for you to do this, But the eligibility, of course, it has to be an SME or cooperative owned by Malaysian, 6 months in operation, at least last year or this year to date, 50,000 sales worth of revenue. 50,000 annual revenue minimum. All right, I'm still fighting with the minister and the ministry on to reduce the requirement for this year. I think Wabi Zafrul have heard our voice and he's doing something now for during the parliament debate now to reduce the requirement for micro enterprises to join as well. And at least you need to have one assistant for you to manage the system. So you guys can screenshot now. You guys can screenshot and print screen if you're using a laptop. You can screen now. You can just, if you're using both, you can just scan to apply for the grant. There's a link later, or you can. I'll be sharing the link later in the chat. You can go through that and you can qualify yourself. If you are a business owner, you can just go through and do it. If you are a team of a company, so just do it for the representing your company, and so that you can find whether you can be eligible or not for the grant. All right. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Don't forget to try our solution, digastu.com for 14 days for free. You can explore. You can contact me later. I'll give the link, Cik Batia, in the chat, how to contact me and how to connect me in social media. And just make sure that you guys grab this opportunity to apply for the grant. If you have cooperative, if you have a company or you're representing a company that falls under this category, just scan and and answer that questionnaire so that you can see whether you are eligible or not for the particular grant. Yeah, I think that's it for today. Cik Batia, pass back to the Honorable MC. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Azharee. There's a lot of things that we can understand now better. I mean, the most important thing, I think,
Yeah.
majority of the business owner SMEs are not available digitally, regardless of whatever situation. So these are the owners need to be educated and get them on board. Okay, we are very much limited of time. So but maybe if you have any questions, you can straight away ask Cik Abdul Azharee. Yeah, the floor is yours.
Yes, any question, guys? If you have any questions on the grant or the challenge or whatever, you can ask me anything. Or content, social media, you know. Or everybody's hungry already. I don't have to rush because I'm fasting today anyway. So I don't have to rush. All right.
Hey guys, do you have any question? You can always raise your hand, ask. I have this one question
Okay.
to Cik Abdul Azharee. You mentioned about people are saying because of certain budget limitation, they are not able to develop their own website so that they are able to promote some sort of businesses or services to a wider perspective. Why is that so? I mean, with a lot of opportunities, grants, and support from various stakeholders, why a lot of SME have this mindset of no need lah cik baca, only Instagram, the rest, you know? So what's your take on that?
Okay, good. So thank you, Cik Batia. Very good question. Why people don't want to get involved with the digital adoption, you know, even though there's so many platforms, so many incentives, there's so many free platforms. In fact, you know, I think the two main issue is definitely, first one is the mindset, right? The mindset, whether they really want to change or not, because the change will come from the leader of the company, from the founder. If the founder believe in change, believe in the speed of the business, then they will do something about it. They will feel worried of being left out, right? So that's one thing, is a mindset. Secondly, it's all about knowledge, because most of us are very focus on the business, the operation, the sales and stuff. We tend to forget about how important to bring the brand digitally. So when you have a right knowledge, I think I'm sure pretty universities, you know, UNITEN, MMU, you guys have a lot of short courses, sharing session like today, in order for you to impart more knowledge to the SME to understand, you know, what are the platforms that we have, where can we go for free, where can you go for grant, where can you go for help, you know. So these are the two main things that we need to really focus on, especially if you are the founder of the company, to make sure that people, the whole team understand the mindset to change. At the same time, you don't want to feel left out from the race of digital, especially post-COVID-19, and learn more, get to know more about other information and knowledge in order for you to do it. Put aside the budget, because there's so many free platforms anyway, right? There's so many grants available anyway. Don't worry about the budget. Focus on the mindset. Focus on the knowledge. I hope that answered your question, Cik Batia.
Okay, we have a question here from Long Nguyen from our colleague in Vietnam. Yes,
okay.
we can ask question. The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Batia. So my question is about content writing. You told that we should write a content that the people, like the customer or the audience like, not the content that we like. So I would like to know, is there any way that we know what is the content that our audience like?
Okay. All right. Very powerful question. Thank you, ma'am. All right. The question is, how do we know whether the content is needed by the community, by the viewer, by the readers? Okay, the first one, straightforward, you can do research among your community, among your potential client, among your client. What do they like to know more about the business or the operation of your organization? If you are from a university, what they want to know for this university to tell them more. If you are coming from an SME, what are the services and products, or even tips or points of discussion that you would like to know more? One is research. Secondly, you have to go back to the fundamental, ma'am, where you need to know who are your target audience and what do they like to hear from the public, from the social media. If you are selling food, for example, what do they like to know? Maybe I want to know how easy to cook at home. So you can share that just instead of putting your recipe of your restaurant or putting your products, to sell. You can share how to make your life easier to cook at home for ladies, for housewives, for example, for moms, for example. So by understanding them, you give content that they would like to read. When they love to read, they will start sharing it to their community. Logically, if they're coming with this particular community, they have the same community along the way. So they will start spreading the word, whether in Facebook group or in WhatsApp group or in WhatsApp or Telegram group, whatever. So that's why it's very important to write something that they want to write. Because if you don't ask me as a founder of an academy, I don't mind writing everything. But would my network would like to read that? That is the next question. So focus on the reader. For SME, focus on your client. It's all about them. They are the one who paying you. University, for example, student. Not student. Parents will be paying you. The scholarship owner will be paying you. So these are the one that we have to focus. So I hope I answered your question, ma'am.
Yeah,
I've added you in LinkedIn. Please approve my request in LinkedIn.
Yeah,
all right.
thank you.
All right, great. Thank you very much.
Okay. Any questions or is it okay?
There one more, Puan Adlin.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I also had question to the request. I heard a quote from Nabi. Okay, we should always create content that ourselves would enjoy and no one else will understand the way that we said that ourselves. What is your feedback on that?
Okay, I agree. Yes, we have our own nature of communication among our community, right? So that's if you really understand our community logically. If you are, different organizations have different target market. So it is not a yes or no question or 0 to 1 question, because I came from engineering, so I follow 010101, right? So it is not really a right or wrong answer, but who are your target client to read? So if you say, for example, David Bowie say that, you can enjoy yourself writing. They say you enjoy that, no problem. But the more important part is to really understand what do they like for us to share to them. Because at the end of the day, you're promoting something. You're promoting your business, your university, your organization, your NGO. So you are promoting that particular organization. Write something so that they can connect to your organization and they will understand you better and they can engage with you and they might become your client, your student, your members of the community, for example. So this, I think, play a very important role. And fundamentally in business, it's all about your client, because your client is paying you, regardless whether your client is B2B or B2C. For example, university, it has to be the parents, because parents are paying for the students anyway. Correct if I'm wrong, because I'm not from university. That's why I understand as parent, as what you call this, as an adult. Maybe the government, the company who is sponsoring the student. So what content that you would like to write in order to increase the revenue for the university, something like that, So I hope I commented fairly to Puan Adlin. Thank you, Puan Adlin, for the comment.
Okay, very interesting. There's a lot of questions, being asked. But however, we are short out of time, and we really appreciate your feedback and questions and reviews related to the topic we have been discussing. And no worries, we still have a lot of things can be shared, after this throughout the event until 4. So anyway. Before we end our session, again, thank you very much, MC Abdul Azharee, for giving your time and explanation the whole importance about digital presence and media content, social media content, and everything. So, okay. So before we end our session today, so maybe you're gonna snap a picture, a group photo. For the event. So I would like to invite everyone to open up their camera so that we're able to snap photo to everyone. Nowadays, people are very quite photo camera shy, but again, when I talk about business, people want to know who are you. But only one person. So you can take his name, but then his face is different. So that is how important your image. Okay. So again, I would like to invite our colleague here to open their camera. If you guys are ready, Yeah. Thank you for opening up your camera. Okay, ready on my count? Okay, ready guys? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Again, we're gonna this time around we'll use some sort of freestyle. Nowadays people freestyle, not that freestyle. So okay. Again, another one picture freestyle. 1, 2, 3. Last one. Again, 1. Who knows? Out of 3, you can choose the best photo lah. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Kejap je. Kejap ada geng.
Oh, ada geng. Ajak semua geng. Kau kerabat semua ajak. Okay.
Kenal ke?
Hai Dr. Wani, Madam
Oh.
Aisyah.
Hai, Cik Roy.
Betul.
Ramai sangat geng tu.
Alright. Okay, 1.
Hai, Yus.
Buka kamera lah. Okay,
Hai.
1, 2, 3.
Sihat, Yus.
Okay.
Tengah makan.
Nak ajak makan tak ada makan ya. Okay.
Kami
Cik, Pak.
belum lunch hour. Kena
Encik Pak tak kenal ya.
kenal.
Kenal Yusno. Awak lah nak berjambang. Okay, so again, thank you very much, Azhar. Thank you everyone for the team and also the participants for today. So unfortunately, we are not able to provide you lunch, but anyway, you can always grab your phone and start ordering using whatever platform that we have, and do enjoy your meal and your lunch. And hopefully we can get back and discuss further around 2 o'clock PM today. Alright? So I think that's
Hai,
about it.
Yusno. Get in
Yeah.
touch.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Azharee.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Thank you all. Jumpa lagi.
Bye.
No worries. I will open
Hi,
this media platform if you guys want to connect and discuss. You can always discuss lah, no problem. Okay, bye-bye.